Alabama took care of business at Missouri. Another really tough, grounded out game for the Crimson Tide. And we're going to talk with Jake Coker about that and more right here on Last Call. And I swear, when we come back from this open, you're going to see his name on the card, not just mine. But I do like that that billing up there. Let's go. All right, there it is. Jake Coker and Mick Gillispie. Welcome.
I'm fired up now.
You are, yeah. You got cut already, like Willie Mays Hayes in Major League. You're gonna just do like a sprint by everybody, and they're gonna be like, "Get this man a uniform."
Yeah, that's right.
Is that the best? Have you watched any of the World Series, or it's not the playoffs, baseball playoffs?
Not much. I heard about a controversial play last night. Well, a Dodgers outfielder dropped the ball or so. What? I don't know. I don't know enough to even talk about it.
Yeah. I feel like more people watch football now than they do playoff baseball. Obviously, my Cubs eliminated, so baseball season's officially over.
Hey, I love baseball season in October, but had a lot going on outside of with work, with redoing a house. I'm just, when I get home, I'm ready to go to sleep. So
you're a man of many hats. You've got the.
I need things to slow down.
You've got the insurance agent hat. You've got the analyst hat. You've got the contractor hat, the dad hat, husband hat. I mean, it's amazing, honestly, that you find time to do it all.
Yeah, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks.
Oh, man. The truth is, though, and I know you're busy, so am I, is that when you're not busy, it just feels like you should be. You know what I mean?
No. The anxiety builds.
It does.
Like, I know I've forgotten something. Like, there's got to be something I need to be doing.
I know that same feeling. Well, let's talk about Bama against Missouri. Obviously, it's Tennessee week, and we're going to get into that too. But your thoughts on Alabama taking care of Mizzou in a grinded out, 27-24 win?
Yeah, I mean, we found a way to that game ultimately ended up being a trap game based on the way I felt like we played. You got the consistency from Ty.
Who said it was a trap game?
To me, and you were on that text chain with another former player we know. I mean, to me, look, guys showed up and we know how to win ball games. There's no doubt about it. I think we've got the leadership in place. As long as Ty is healthy, I think we're in a really good spot and can beat anybody in the country. But defensively, to me, thought we did a pretty good job. I thought Kane had a pretty good game plan going in, stopping Ahmad Hardy. I mean, I think he had like 57 yards or something like that, run the ball. But, to me, the defense on the text thread, I mean, we all agree that we looked like we were playing pretty casual ball out there. I mean, it didn't look like we came out there to dominate. A few plays that I just off the top of my head, the Damani Jackson play where he passes the post off and picks up the wheel and just runs out of bounds and lets the guy catch it and score. And then the Keon Sabb, which should have been a sack, looked like. And I think some of the targeting stuff makes these guys hesitate a little bit. But man, you cannot play that way. You've got to make plays when a play is called and the play is there. You got to execute. You got to be physical and play aggressively. You can't let the rules, determine your mentality when you're playing. And it's like Missouri. They got, the Jam Miller hit, and also what's his name? Derek Meadows getting knocked out of the game. Those weren't dirty hits to me. That's just football. And Missouri showed up and played like they wanted to win that game, like that was that was their Super Bowl. I mean, that was. Right. It was going to put them on the map and change the momentum of that program had they beaten Alabama or beat us Saturday. and while they, got a few targeting penalties, if that's my defense, if I'm watching our guys play that way, I can't fault them for those plays. And that's, to me, that's just playing physical and aggressive, and the rules kind of get in the way of football.
Mm-hmm. Well, they lost the one hit on Derek Meadows, which I'm so glad that he got back up, because it was a scary play.
Yeah,
they lost one of their best guys in the secondary. Yeah. That's the price you pay for it. And then Jam Miller, that I thought that one was just football. I mean, he's just running down, the guy came up and hit him.
He dropped his head
hard, man, no doubt.
Yeah, man, he dropped his head too. It's, I still don't understand how you call targeting on guys that are tackling a running back who's, leading with the crown of his helmet at the same time. And I don't think that got a targeting call, and it shouldn't have, in my opinion. Rules based maybe, but those rules. There's so much gray area with some of those targeting calls. I'm good with it. I just like to see our guys play with that kind of aggression too.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the good things about the game. First off, when Jam was in the game, he did a great job. Ty Simpson, forget about the Heisman talk and all of that stuff. The dude, man, he just makes such good reads and decisions with the football. And some of those throws, the Latsier Brooks 4th down pass, the touchdown to Isaiah Horton. I mean, seriously, like, how hard is it to make those throws? Could you make those throws when you played? And if you did, like, what are you seeing on a play like that? On those two plays, because I think everybody remembers both passes.
Look, to me, if you're playing at Alabama or really anywhere, most guys have the arm talent to do it. It's just, do you see things that quickly, and can you anticipate those holes opening up? And that's what I've been saying for the past year about Ty Simpson, is that mentally he seems to be all there, and he surpasses most other quarterbacks in that department. One of the hole shots he hit down the sideline, the throw to Isaiah Horton was unreal. And then, to me, the touch pass on 4th down was more of just a touch throw and feeling the depth of the receiver with the DB on his back hip. But that throw to Isaiah Horton was the most impressive one to me. You talk about seeing a window way before it opens up and just anticipating at a level that's far greater than most quarterbacks you're going to see anywhere in the country. That's what sets him apart. His accuracy and his anticipation. And there's a lot of guys that are very accurate that just can't get it together because, they don't anticipate well, or their mechanics aren't very good due to timing. You watch Auburn Saturday. Poor Jackson Arnold, man. He just he doesn't have it put together, and his mechanics are all jacked up, in my opinion, because his timing is so messed up. Mm-hmm. He's not seeing things quickly, not getting the ball out. And I've been there. Anybody who says they haven't been there is lying. But Ty's got such a good understanding of where the ball needs to go and when it needs to go there, and he recognizes coverage so quick and recognizes pressure so quickly that he's already got the answers. From the split second he sees it, he knows where to go with the ball, and his feet are in the right spot. He's getting all his momentum towards the ball. The 4th down, he's kind of drifting to his left and making that throw with his feet movement, and that's really impressive. But people don't understand. There's most guys that are playing, that are starting in these big, the Power 5 conferences or whatever. They've got the tools to be accurate. It's, can you put it together mentally and physically at the same time? And that's what Ty's doing a masterful job of right now.
Yeah, the offensive line wasn't great. Wilk and Formby beaten on a few plays, and it looks like Michael Carroll could take that job. They've been kind of mixing guys in and out. Michael Carroll, true freshman, right? Starting to put him on the field, and you just see it. It's there.
yeah, Michael Carroll's not going to have a hard time playing a lot at Alabama. Being a true freshman and coming in and playing the way he's playing, that guy's got a bright future at Alabama. One of the things that I felt like, when Missouri brought 6 guys and we had to have a back, pick up blocks or pick up pressures, we struggle there at the running back position, and depth is a real problem. What's his name out of Tuscaloosa?
Kevin Riley.
Yeah, Kevin Riley. He runs the ball pretty well, but he doesn't have that explosive physicality that Jam Miller has, and he gets a little pushed around in pass pro. And look, he's a young guy; he doesn't have a whole lot of experience, and that plays into it as well, just like the quarterback position does. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, and you can't play, fluid because things are moving a little slow to begin with, I think he'll get there, but he needs to understand exactly who he's picking up and commit to it early. The other back behind him, I'm having a terrible time with names this morning.
You got Richard Young or Daniel Hill.
I think, Daniel Hill. He's a physical guy, but to me, he's not all that explosive. And Jam's kind of got it all. To me, he reminds me a lot of like the Mark Ingram build and explosiveness. If Jam Miller was playing in 09, 10, 11, 12, 15, he'd have a lot more rushing yards. This offense is just different. He reminds me of one of those backs with the build of Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
But I'm nervous about him not being in the game this Saturday against Tennessee. Oh, that's our Achilles heel is depth, and I think everybody deals with it. I think everybody across the country is now dealing with that. Your 2s and 3s aren't what they used to be a decade ago. So you don't have 1st and 2nd round draft picks on the scout team, I don't think.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's it. And a lot of these young guys that are, like you say, you talk about true freshmen playing. Michael Carroll, Latsier Brooks made that 4th down catch.
Man, Latsier Brooks that guy. That is the mentality I love. That guy isn't afraid of a damn thing. He is aggressive. He goes and gets the ball. He's already got a great awareness and no fear when he's catching the ball anywhere in traffic, especially in traffic. That's where that guy is going to just kill people, because not only is he going to catch the ball, but he's getting yards after the catch as well. He has got that old school mentality, in my opinion. You just watch him play, and again, no fear whatsoever, plays with a chip on his shoulder. That kid is going to be a really good player at Alabama.
Yeah, well, he already is. That's the crazy thing.
But still he's, from the outside looking in, if you don't watch Alabama every game like we do, then you think you don't really hear his name a bunch, and he's really the 4th guy on that list at this point. But let me tell you, he's going to get a lot more involved. To get him the ball on 4th down, to a guy that's somewhat, unknown throughout the country right now, and he will be a big name shortly, I think. But to trust him in that 4th down moment, and for him to leverage that guy, keep him on his hip and catch it over his shoulder and maintain possession of the ball. That's a huge play for a young guy.
Show's brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. It's an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. Just got back from Vegas, and I went to the sports book at the Cosmo, and you had to spend $250 just to sit down in the sports book and watch a game. And that's fine, right? Maybe it's not fine, because if you go to the Timeout Sports Lounge at Golden Moon Casino, you don't have to worry about that. You sit down, watch. You got 20 big screen TVs, easy to get to the window to be able to place a wager, or you've got kiosks, or if you're a guy like Coker, you don't want to be bothered, you can go to the individual kiosk. It's got a TV on it, and you can wager from right there. And I've got proof that you hang out there.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
You did a hell of a job in that commercial. If
roll.
anybody see my cameo in there? You did a great job. The hardest part was when they put us two together because we kept laughing. We had a speaking part, but they took it out. You had a speaking part. I laughed too much. Which isn't going to surprise anybody. All right, let's talk about the way that the game ended. I thought Bama made some big plays at the end. They could have put them away. They should have blown them out. I thought talent-wise, they were way better. It was a tough matchup in so many different ways. And I want to give credit to Kalen DeBoer because I've criticized them, the team, him, the program a little bit on discipline. Hey, guess what, Jake? They're getting disciplined. They're not making penalties. They're not turning the ball over. Missouri had the energy, but it's a home game. It's 11 a.m. It's their Super Bowl. For Bama, it's at Georgia, Vandy with Pavia running his mouth, and a revenge game in game day. And now you got to go there and play 11 a.m. They got a week off. Nobody even knows who they are. Nobody even cares. You're like, probably number 16 of the 16 brands in the SEC. And they brought a lot of energy, and Bama still withstood that and won the game. And I thought they could have won easily by double digits. They won by 3. They made plays at the end of the game. Missouri got some bounces, and they fumbled the ball. It bounced back to them. One was out of bounds. And even with the sack fumble that turned into a touchdown to start the second half, Bama still withheld and won the game. So credit to the team.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this on the tailgate show and really last week. Bo Pribula, I think, is a good player. But in terms of being able to throw them out of a loss, I didn't see it. I didn't see that taking place. And he made some good throws. He did. And he helped, Missouri stay in the game. But he's not a Ty Simpson. And so when you put that on him, our defense is playing like I'm not going to say like Coach Saban's defense, but with the mentality I think this team's got is, backs against the wall and already on the verge of, we're in the playoff right now, but things could go either way. We cannot get too full of ourselves. We're good, but we're not that dominant like we used to be. And nobody, I think, will ever reach that level of dominance again, based on the rules of college football. But that defense is coming together. They're playing a lot more physical up front. We have to, do a better job of holding teams from those gash runs. I mean, I feel like there's 2 or 3 a game, where there's a big play and we're just not fitting correctly or we lose contain or, it's just something that's kind of fundamentally wrong here and there. But, we keep chipping away and we bend, but we don't break. But still want to see a little bit more physicality, a little bit more toughness, aggression. And like I said, we hate the penalties, but the targeting, you can't play slow, worried about getting a flag thrown sometimes. And I feel like that's kind of where we fall here and there. That Damani Jackson first touchdown, man. I mean, that guy was teed up to get drilled. And, I don't know, I guess he's playing the ball, runs out of bounds. And then you can't let that Keon Sabb sack. I mean, those are the 2 that are sticking out in my head. You got to hammer that guy. You cannot let him escape the pocket when you got him dead to rights in the backfield. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, Damani Jackson seems to be on the wrong end of a lot of these conversations, effort conversations, misplays conversation. I mean, he's obviously going to lose playing time if he's unable to get in there and make plays like that. I mean, you go back and you watch the video of that touchdown, and he's just standing there watching the guy run into the end zone and makes absolutely no effort That's just a bad sign. And I honestly, that's how Alabama played that first game against Florida State. We haven't seen a lot of that since then. And there's other guys on the team that are going to take that playing time. And I think it starts against Tennessee this week. I bet you he's diminished on as many snaps. He's a talented guy, but that's unacceptable for us. That's just not what Alabama football is. And they're not going to be able to win games if they got guys that don't want to tackle.
Yeah, and that's a hard, again, that was kind of a hard situation. He did a great job passing the post off, but you got to come down and hammer that wheel. I mean, I guess he was playing the ball, but you watch. I don't know if you watch the Swamp Kings Netflix special on Florida.
No.
Well,
but I know a lot of people have. So go ahead.
There's a sequence in there where what's his name? He was the safety for. He's got a badass name. I just can't remember what it was. He's the guy who absolutely hammered that receiver at Oklahoma. I mean, guy would have been in jail for that hit, nowadays.
Right.
But he talks about seeing Sam Bradford throw the ball up in the air, and he's like, I could have made a play on the ball, but I wanted him. I wanted to. He said something along the lines of, "I wanted to take his soul."
Great.
And he absolutely hammers this receiver, and it just sets the tone for the entire game. And sometimes I feel like we have too much of a 7-on-7 mentality. Instead of just wanting absolute physical dominance and playing with a chip on your shoulder. I mean, Latsier Brooks plays with it on the offensive side of the ball. Like, he's just unflappable when he's running routes and catching balls and taking on contact. I just want to see, and you see Bray Hubbard play with it. I mean, Bray Hubbard, that Florida State game was awful, but since then, I mean, he has done a great job in responding and getting downhill and being physical. I mean, I just want to see that from everybody else. And when you get that opportunity to punish a receiver, I mean, when you throw the ball to a guy and you put him in a bad position and he gets absolutely destroyed. Yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder and second guess if you need to be, thrown over the middle in certain situations and are you seeing everything correctly? Like watching a teammate get drilled is when you're responsible for it is not a good feeling as a quarterback. I mean, you feel like, that's your fault. But that, I mean, again, I'm not saying that's some really huge football problem. That is football. It is what it is. I mean, I remember I hit Ardarius Stewart on a dig route where I threw it a little high and his legs got knocked out from under him against ULM and he did a flip and landed. And, I mean, I just remember thinking, oh my God, did I just, get him hurt? Thank God he got up and he was fine. But, you think about those things, putting those guys in bad situations, but it is something that, we need to make opposing quarterbacks and receivers fearful of, that, I mean, you're not just going to get a free pass over the middle or throwing balls up. We're not just batting balls down. We're punishing people. And, I mean, you hear Tom Brady's talked about that. He talks about the helmet-to-helmet stuff and how it's changed because you don't have to worry about, sidelining a receiver for the entire couple of weeks due to concussions. Now you can, take a little more chances, getting those guys hit. But, football's football, and you got to be physical, and you got to teach people a lesson.
Well, the thing I want to ask you is, like, being in there, I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, for someone like me to say, hey, you got to make a better throw compared to you being in there. I mean, you got arms and bodies in front of you. You got people running at you. It's hard to stay calm and make perfect passes especially when your offensive line was so inconsistent last week, and they've got to shore up that offensive line for that Tennessee matchup and the rest of the season. Because guess what? You think the schedule is tough now? We still have to play Oklahoma, LSU, at Auburn. I mean, these are some big games coming up at South Carolina. I mean, so it doesn't get any easier. But Alabama to me has too much talent in that offensive line group to not block.
Well, I mean, I didn't think we played absolutely terrible, but to go back to what I was saying earlier on in the podcast, I think when they bring an extra guy and the running back is involved in protections, we struggle. I mean, we struggled big time, this past weekend. And our guy, I mean, look, you need to get the ball out earlier, but in your mind as a quarterback, you think you got enough guys to block, and the running backs got to be able to hold them off, longer than just, getting in the way. And to me, that's what I see a lot. It's, I mean, our backs are picking them up and they just get run through. Or at least that was last weekend.
Alabama against Tennessee is this Saturday. It's a 6:30 Central Time game. I mean, this is kind of what college football is all about, right? I think this is the biggest rivalry in the SEC historically. And I know Alabama dominated it 16 straight years, but now it's gone back and forth.
They still hadn't won in Tuscaloosa in 22 years? Is that right?
I was at the last one. That's when I got off the Shula bandwagon. I call it the 1st and 1. We didn't get 1st and 1. Terrible.
See, I'm having a hard time remembering that one.
You were probably like 3. I mean,
was that? I'm trying to think. That was before
the 4 overtime game, I think, right?
That was the home game before the 6-3 win.
Yeah. The 6-3 win was one of the best games I ever went to. Loved it. The crowd was so loud at that game.
Yeah, that was 05, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it'd be 03.
Yeah, okay.
I'll double check that.
It was a cold day against Tennessee that year, wasn't it? When we went to overtime. We missed a field goal or something in overtime. Is that right?
It was a night game that we lost. The double overtime game. I remember I was on the sideline. I remember being on the sideline and us not being able to get a yard. Like first down didn't get it. Second down, it's 1st and 1. Yeah. And you're going, okay. And then we punted. I want to say we punted on 4th, gave them the ball back, and then they got a 4th and 16 or something like that. Shula's just wasn't a good coach when it came to game management and all that stuff. Good guy, but he found the way to lose, and I got to give DeBoer credit. I mean, it seems like he finds a way to win.
Yeah.
That's been his MO throughout his career.
Yeah, DeBoer and Ryan Grubb together is dangerous. I mean, there's going to be some creative stuff that you haven't seen before, and I mean, those guys, they find a way to come up with something new every game. I mean, some of those play calls in the Georgia game were just, filthy. Just like, great stuff. I mean, it goes against the rules and guys just aren't prepared for it. Kirby was again
51-43, 2003. That's the last time they beat us in Tuscaloosa. And the thing about them is that they're the kings of shit talk. I mean, I don't know a fan base that talks more than them. So when you lose, they're in your face.
Georgia,
you know about it.
Georgia to me is right there with them.
I love beating Georgia, but Georgia to me is like the preppy, pretentious fan base. Hello, I mean, how can we not beat Alabama? They just come in here and to Athens and they beat us, and it's just what is wrong with them? Why are they our daddies?
We got
it in, boys.
Hey, we could go further into that.
Yeah, I remember during the and I honestly surprise people. I actually don't mind Tennessee. I watch them a lot when we're not playing because I spend a lot of time in Knoxville. But I want us to win, obviously, and so I'm always up on this matchup, and I love the colors, and I love both stadiums. I mean, I think it's what makes college football great. When you go up there and it's like a fall October day, and it's a little, it's always just a little bit there's a little bit more nip in the air, and then you come out and it's like, It's so loud in their stadium. And then us, wearing beautiful crimson and white. And then they've got orange and white. And it's like those uniforms. I wish both teams wore their dark jerseys. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That'd
be good. Hey, that'd be a good start to a tradition right there.
Yeah. Now I'm curious what your thoughts on this are. They have stolen Dixieland Delight, or at least they're trying to, as one of their songs. I know you have to be offended by that.
I mean, that's one of those things. It's like little brother trying to steal a toy from big brother. I mean, and you're really not that interested. It's not a toy. That song means a lot in Bryant-Denny, but it loses all meaning anywhere else.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? That's more embarrassing for you than it is anything else.
Right. Come up with your own song.
Yeah. You don't have your own deal. I know they played Turn Down for What when I was a junior. And, it's like.
That's more your speed, guys. You stick with that.
That's right. Yeah.
Dude, I remember some of those games, and they would play that, and then like Julio would like just bust like or Amari Cooper was in the end zone, or Smitty. Like they hated us so bad. I remember being there in Tua, just like ripping them apart. They've come a long way. They really have come a long way. This is they're a really good program now. And this is a tough game. I worry about this one. I definitely worry about this one.
I worry about it if Jam Miller's out.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be out.
He's out for sure.
No, but you don't come back from concussions the next week, I don't think.
I don't know. I think it depends on the severity. Like if you can't be in a bright room, then it's,
Have you ever had one?
I don't really know. I don't know. Again, there's been some times where I was a little silly, and
right.
I saw stars in the LSU game, and there was a little fog after a play, but I got back to normal pretty quick. I felt like, I think that happens a pretty good bit. When we were playing LSU, there was a play on the goal line where it was a play action. I fake it to Derek, and it's like everybody dropped out, so I had to run it, and I hit Deion Jones, and then kept running, and then I got tackled after that, and this is one of the first times I remember seeing like bright lights, And Dominic Jackson comes over and he picks me up, and I remember looking at him, and I was kind of dizzy, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey man, the huddle's this way,"
Yeah.
And he took me back to the huddle, and that was I separated my shoulder on that play, and the next play, I tried to throw it to Calvin Ridley and threw it in the ground right in front of me. It was like, oh my gosh, there's something going on here.
Yeah.
And anyway, got the numbing treatment at halftime and went back out and played. And,
they gave you those things that you stick in your nose. You know what I'm talking about? I got a concussion playing lacrosse at Alabama against Georgia Tech. I went down for a ball, and this little Asian guy hit me, like one that maybe weighed like 150 pounds, but just the way I got hit, and I didn't realize that I had a concussion until I was running through everybody on the sideline, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I don't even remember. I just remember they realized it took me out of the game. I was running like I thought I was in the middle of the field. I was running through our sideline. like I'm just there, like, hey, what are you guys doing in the middle of the field?
Yeah. That's,
it's crazy because you don't realize it. Like, it's not like, oh, I got a concussion.
We played Arkansas. I threw 2 interceptions in that game, and I remember I got hit on one of those interceptions, and I hit the back of my head on the ground, and I didn't.
I remember that play.
At the time, I didn't know I threw an interception. Like I got to the sideline, and it was just kind of cloudy. And I mean, going back into the game later, I felt like I was remembering everything, or, I remember a lot of the plays, but I mean, I guess I wasn't gone enough to make anybody think anything different. But it is weird, I mean, you don't really realize that's why I say I think there's different levels to concussions. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've never really had a memory problem. I don't feel like like I remembered throwing an interception, but
no, they're weird injuries. Well, I'm excited about this one. I'll have a lot of friends that'll be there on Friday for the tailgate show. You and I will record that at Innisfree 1-3, and then next round fans, the next round's going to be at the Rabbit Hole from 11-1, I think. So I'm actually, and you, Coker, you should go with me. I'm going to go over there and jump on the air with those guys. If you get there on Friday, if you get there early, right? Like,
man, I got so much. I got
too much stuff going on.
Well, I got to go to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're going to be a captain. Yes, let me announce this, and then you tell us about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Coker will be the honorary captain for Bama, Tennessee, which, by the way, coincides with the 10-year anniversary of their national championship and your comeback against Tennessee and Josh Dobbs.
I guess you're right. Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I didn't have a concussion. Maybe I just do forget.
So you're doing the Kalen DeBoer show on Friday?
I don't know. I got to be up there at 11 o'clock Friday for a luncheon, and I don't know if they said on the radio, they said on the phone I was doing something with Kalen on the radio, but then I look at the schedule and I'm going to a luncheon. I don't know. I show up at the time I need to be there and then play it by ear as soon as I show up for the rest of the day. I know I've got something at till 12:30 on Friday, and then another thing at 4 o'clock. And then Saturday, I got to be in Tuscaloosa at 2:45, but I'll get there a lot earlier than that. And just stay up there. Taking my 5-year-old daughter up there for this one. She's coming on the field. She finally gets to see this is her first game, experience in Tuscaloosa. So I think she's finally old enough to know what's going on. It'll be fun.
Look at daddy celebrity, honey. That's awesome, man. That's going to be fantastic. You deserve it, and I'm excited to see it myself, like all the different stuff that you're going to be involved in. And if you guys want to come and hang out, come and see us in Innisfree 1-3 on Friday. We will record the #1 show on Saturdays in Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, 106.9 FM. That is the Bama Tailgate Show. I got to do my radio voice, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time. And we appreciate all you guys that normally come and hang out. We'll be back there, too. If you're not going to be able to get there for Friday for the Tennessee, we'll be there LSU. We'll be there Oklahoma.
Richard Mullaney's going to join us Friday. I think he'll be sitting in for the whole show. And then I think Ryan Anderson's going to join us as well. So
Rhino.
No, yeah. So it'll be a good show.
Rhino, the not only a great football player, but an excellent contractor at 22 Builds. If anybody's looking for some stuff to be built. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jake. We'll do another show later this week. We'll talk a lot more about the Alabama-Tennessee game. But all in all, this is my final thoughts on Bama, Missouri, is that I'm really happy with the direction that Kalen DeBoer has the program going. I love him in the black hoodie. He's becoming the Darth Vader of the sideline. You have failed me for the last time. Big game coming up on Saturday, and this is what it's all about, man. I mean, you got to go through the gauntlet, but you only get a couple of these a year, right? And this is one of them. Bama, Tennessee, Bama, Auburn. By far the two biggest games on the schedule. And so make sure that you guys come and bring your A game to the sidelines. But I just really, really appreciate the effort that we're getting from Alabama right now, the discipline and watching the growth of this team as well. But another test, it doesn't get any easier. Another top 11 opponent for Alabama.
Yeah, and this is what we've talked about multiple times. teams, especially a bunch of new starters, and I feel like we've got a pretty good bit of new starters, especially at key positions. But, college football, man, teams are so much different from the start of the year to the end of the year. I'd much rather be in our position than Florida State's position right now, as anybody would. You never know with week one. I think, when Coach Saban was around, with the depth that we had and really the machine that he had built in our program, you didn't really need a lot of time to maneuver the season. But I think in Kalen DeBoer's second year, still putting the pieces together. Him and Ryan Grubb are finally together. Ryan Grubb's first game, calling at Alabama. I think we started off a little rough, but I think they found their footing. And man, we're only going to get better throughout the year, as long as we don't have, any more catastrophic injuries at key positions. I think, man, this, people talk about Ohio State, talk about some other teams being, the clear best teams in the country. After what's happened to Penn State, I don't know if anybody really stands out to me.
Jeez.
Texas, beat Oklahoma. I didn't think Oklahoma was, I think they were number 6 last week. I don't think they were, I don't know if they had really earned that spot. They beat Auburn, who's now 3-3. Has not been very impressive this year. Texas only loses to Ohio State by a touchdown in that game. I don't think anybody was really impressive that game. So if you're looking at, the entire landscape of college football, Alabama's right up there with all of them. When you watch Ty Simpson play, nobody's got a better quarterback in the country, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
we're always going to have a chance.
Guys, we want to thank, there they are, Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City, back with us again, hanging out with those guys. Back to back Coastal Style Hotel of the Year. Our guy Keith has joined the cause, and we appreciate him so much and them. So right there on the coast, Ocean City, Maryland's where I used to go hang out when I was a kid. I love the place. I'm actually going up there for the holidays. You got sunsets, you got just amazing backdrops, awesome boardwalk, music festivals, fishing tournaments, all that right there. Ocean City, Maryland. Residence Inn by Marriott, back to back Coastal Style Hotel of the Year, and we appreciate
You're going back?
I'm going back. Yeah, there's a Christmas event that my family, Robbie, Robbie, my nephew, he's in Alabama. He told me that they all said I was coming. I guess I told him last year when they asked me that I was coming, so I booked the planes. And
I hear you. I guess they lifted the ban, huh?
Finally, I'm going to sneak
Mick
in through
Gillispie
DC.
Finally allowed back
for 3 days, and then I'm coming right back.
You want to tell them the story?
Direct in, direct flight out.
You want to tell them the story? How you got kicked out of there?
All right, guys. Well, that'll be it for the show today. For Jake Coker, I'm Mick Gillispie. Hey, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. Roll time.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.